So this week marks the second anniversary of the car fire, and so I've been thinking about that and how kind of the car fire was the beginning of kind of a couple of years of chaos, as we have seen. It was only about 6 months after that we had Snowmageddon, and um, the trees that all were destroyed and fallen down and lost power for some of us for weeks. It's just another chaotic event. And then a little bit after that, just like 4 months later, we had the huge hailstorm that destroyed, back patio covers and cars and many roofs around the Reading area. Our city has really put up with and gone through a lot of really traumatic events and difficult things over the last couple years. It's amazing to think about that, and that's not even to mention the PG&E shutdowns that we had all through last summer, where people were out of power for 2 or 3 or sometimes a week because of windy conditions and that kind of thing. And so just reminded of all of those tragic things that we've gone through. And then we get into 2020 and we're thinking, okay, optimistic, excited about 2020, finally move past all of these crazy things. And no, we run into this pandemic. And of course the racial tensions as well, and the protests and the riots and all those things that have been going on, and our world continues to be in chaos. For people to continually go through these kind of traumatic and emotional events, it is no wonder that there would be some people that are feeling some depression, that there'd be feeling some despair, that we would begin to continue to experience some of those kind of negative feelings and pessimism, and like, what is tomorrow going to bring? And you just over and over again get hit with these different things, and it's hard to look past them. It's hard to imagine life being better someday, and we really begin to struggle to spend time with people. We get apathetic and we get kind of isolated, right? We don't want to go out anymore. We just want to stay home. We just want to be comforted in our couches. We want to, binge watch different shows on Netflix or whatever. And oftentimes, even for us as Christians, we begin to pull away from Jesus as well. We begin to question our faith and question Him and all of that. And it can be a really challenging time for us. And we're all in that. But understand that this is normal. This is what people tend to do in these times. And it's not a surprise. It's not something that is outside of the normal, right? And it's also not a sin either, right? We struggle in these difficult times, and that's okay that we struggle. That doesn't mean that somehow we've not, or that we've caused it, or that we're sinful because of that. And so I just want to encourage you, because that this is a normal response to just recognize that there's no shame or guilt if you're feeling some depression or despair. If you've kind of just over the last couple of years just feel like you've been beat down over and over again, and you're struggling with having the energy to get up and do stuff, if you're having a hard time really connecting with Jesus, these things are normal. But if they're normal, that doesn't mean that they're not something that we can try to fix. And so I just want to encourage you to be pursuing ways to get past this depression and despair that you feel. And I think there's three ways, common ways that we can, things that we can do, things that we can get involved in that will help us to move past our kind of pessimism and the despair that we feel and the depression that we have, and get back engaged in the world. And the first one is, I think we need to recognize that we need people. We need other people in our life, and we need to share our struggles with others. This is the best way to deal with this struggle, especially when we have a whole community that has been struggling, that people can relate, people can understand. Sometimes when we, again, feel depressed or despair, we want to just stay isolated and stay inward and not let those feelings out. But I want to encourage you to not do that. If that's been you, to find somebody, find a spouse or a good friend, another family member who you can begin to share these things with and continue to share them with, or express your frustrations and your anger and your despair. But also another thing you can do is you can actually allow yourself to mourn. it's okay. We've lost a lot of things. We've lost a lot of activities and fun, and we've lost a lot of family members or friends potentially from this pandemic or other tragic events. And so we've lost homes. We've lost, things that we treasure. And so it's okay for us to mourn, and we need to allow ourselves to do that. So if you haven't felt that sorrow or allowed it to kind of come out, I just again encourage you, don't hold it back. Matter of fact, holding it back is probably not the healthy reaction. Let it out. Allow yourself to mourn over the things that we've lost and the struggles that we've been through. And then finally, I think I want to encourage you to seek Jesus. The truth is that Jesus is with us in all of life's activities, the good things and the bad things. Oftentimes we just can see Jesus maybe in the blessings, right? And we can thank him for the good things that we have. But when we get into trial, we tend to think that he's not there. And we will ask the question, Jesus, where did you go? Or where are you? Or why are you punishing me? Or why are you allowing this to happen? Or whatever. So we get all these kind of questions and we push away and we don't think that Jesus is there with us. But he is. No matter how dark and ugly the tragedy is, Jesus was there with you in it. And so you need to, I would encourage you at this time to begin, if you haven't seen it already, to ask Jesus, where are you? Where are you at? Where are you active in this? What are you doing? What have you done in me? Where were you with me when I was in this horrible spot? Even now, as we continue to kind of wrestle with this pandemic and try to get past it and all of that, ask Jesus, where are you? What are you doing in this? What are you doing in my life? How are you helping me in this? How are you supporting me? How are you journeying in this with me? Because we need to, again, see Jesus, and being able to see where he's at is really key for us to be able to get past our pessimism and our despair and begin to see a bright future again and be hopeful about tomorrow, and to begin to interact with others. So 3 things: just allow yourself to mourn, get involved and have conversations with people, and then seek and ask Jesus, where are you? And continue to look for his work and what he's doing and how he has journeyed with you in this difficult time. All right. A couple of announcements I also wanted to kind of shed a light on real quick in this video. First of all, Sunday morning, we've got family camp. So a bunch of us are heading out to family camp this week, and we'll be at Hat Creek and enjoying our time there. So we'll be about 100 of us there, or 90 to 100 of us there. So be praying for us that are at family camp, but also know that we're going to be praying for you who are going to be here. I got a special treat for you. Rich Brown is going to be sharing the message on Sunday morning at our in-person service here in our amphitheater, sorry. And so just encourage you to come out. Service starts at 8:30. Make sure you bring your hats or your umbrellas or a shade. Again, it's going to be another warm one. Also bring a chair and a blanket and something to sit on. Probably be a few less people, so maybe you can kind of push up a little bit closer so Rich doesn't quite feel so lonely on the stage if there are less people. Also, I wanted to mention, we're going to have China there as well leading worship, so that'll be great. Jeff Knott's going to be doing our sound, and we've got a great team of folks. We got Ben Lewandowski, who will be recording the service and making sure it gets uploaded for those who are viewing it online. Anyway, we've got lots of people. We've got children's workers, Adriana Davis, Darcy Goldsmith and Penny Proschel are going to be leading our kids ministry. There is no middle school or high school meetings this week, so they'll just be joining in the service for Sunday morning in the amphitheater. So anyway, lots of good stuff going on. Just encourage you to come and be a part of that on Sunday morning. Looking forward to you guys being able to worship once again together and hearing from Rich Brown. And then finally, I've been talking a lot about this movie night that we're doing on the 14th of August. Super excited about that. We've purchased one of those kind of blow-up screens for our amphitheater, and so that's going to be here. Might be here already, actually, and excited to be able to have that set up. But we're going to be showing a movie. We're going to meet at 8 p.m., and we've picked the movie. And the movie is in the email. That's right. I'm not going to tell you in the video. You got to go to the email. You got to read the email because that's the way I work. So anyway, we've got a movie. Hope you will. It should be a good movie for all of us to enjoy of all ages. And so 8 p.m. on August 14th, we're going to come together. As soon as it gets dark enough, we'll start the video and we'll watch that together and have a good time. So looking forward to that. All right, church. Love you guys. Hope you have a blessed weekend. And again, seek Jesus in this time. See where He's at work. Also, seek relationships with others and communicate honestly with people, and then allow yourself to mourn. It's difficult times. It's crazy times. But God is working. He's going to move in our lives. He's going to continue to work with us. He's with us in everything that we're doing, and all the good things and the bad things. All right. God bless you. We'll see you soon.